Collective, hey, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here with me always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we are going to be doing our midweek check-in for the week, looking at the energy, kind of what has led us up into this point, what the upcoming weekend is looking like via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it. We're in the midst of Taurus season. So it's changing the pace a little bit. I feel like Aries season went by super fast. That is the nature of fire energy. Aries is fire energy. And so now we're kind of in this place where we're figuring out how we can ground and stabilize some of these places of empowerment that we are working on cultivating for ourselves, etc. With that Aries energy. Now it's moving into the more tangible, the more practical. And it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm pulling up some charts. It doesn't necessarily mean that challenges aren't going to come our way just because we've made certain decisions about how we are moving in certain situations. If anything, right now, I feel like we kind of have to defend our point. Know what we're committing to, what we're choosing in our life in any certain avenue that you're, whatever is a focal point for you in your life right now. And then taking those next steps of continuing to commit, continuing to kind of defend that position, refine, grow, etc. And we also have Uranus and Venus moving into Gemini this week. And so it's helping us bring in some diversity, especially in those places where things feel kind of stagnant or stuck, or we keep going through the same cycle patterns with people, situations, etc. Try not to lose hope right now. I feel like as Venus and Uranus enter into Gemini, that's going to help open up a little bit more momentum that is needed, that I feel like we're all kind of chomping at the bit for on some level, especially around those lessons that have had a lot of longevity tied to them, right? Ready for a break, ready for something new, ready for something good, that type of energy. But like I said, there still is this need to not necessarily waver, making sure that you're committing to self, committing to those things that you're trying to bring into your life, into your environment, etc. So with that in mind, it's been an interesting week. I definitely can feel that vibe of like navigating certain things that might not be new to you, things that you've already are aware of, maybe even have like you're quite seasoned around, meaning that you know exactly how to handle this situation. And I feel like I'm getting an energy of continuing to like invest in your empowerment, whatever that looks like to you. I feel like that kind of goes hand in hand with whatever commitments you are making to yourself, to your life, etc. So let's start off with an energy cleansing just to set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out those places we might feel blocked, limited. It's a really good time to set your own intention for the reading as well, especially if you have come in with something on your heart or mind, something you would like Spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over. Be open to receive. It really is a great way to personalize these collective readings. It really works. Spirit's always trying to speak to us. And a lot of times we just have to ask and be open to listen, right? And I'm saying that and laughing because it's always a good reminder to myself as well. So I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing and wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, or if you are interested in more of that realignment of self, your mind, body, soul, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we are strong, grounded in self, stable in self, that's really where we're able to tap into our happiness, our fulfillment, our abundance. We all totally deserve it, and I would love to help support that for you in whatever way I can. Definitely hit me up. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love, Mama Love. All right, so I hear like there are some things for you that have happened. I feel like specifically this week recently, it's like stuff that might even feel a little bit uncomfortable, but what I was picking up is this energy of getting things out of the way. Like things that are falling off your path in this moment in time, it feels very appropriate. Maybe that's a little like to be expected, you know, or a little cliche even at that. But I feel like there might even be this energy of like uncertainty, still not trust in self, still not trust in the process and what is unfolding, how things are unfolding. You might even feel a little bit exposed or vulnerable to some capacity as I'm hearing like not only moving into this part of the week, midweek, but even as we're navigating through the weekend. Like I'm hearing feeling exposed to some capacity, and we'll see exactly what this exposure is, whether it's like a good thing or not. It does feel a little anxietous, like I'm picking up this energy of like, again, uncertainty of whether or not you're making the right steps, like I said, questioning self. It looks like things are opening up in a good way, and I feel like that was what I'm not 100% certain, so forgive me if I'm misquoting this, but I feel like that's what our weekly forecast was about. It doesn't mean that you're not necessarily coming into challenges, bumps, roadblocks, etc., but the way you're navigating them is very fluidly. And there does feel like there is some exposure on some level, someone, something, whether that is you, whether it's just like in the dynamics that you're dealing with right now, in a way of like, it looks like either true intents and purposes are being exposed or something is opening up to a new chapter. I feel like this is already manifesting. I feel like you already know this. Again, why I was picking up that energy of the things that are leaving you right now, the things that are falling away, are good. You know, it's like a meant to be, and trying not to get too attached to whatever that is. I don't necessarily see you doing so, okay, but we are getting this message of slow down. I don't know, this message does come out a lot, but I feel like maybe even like taking the process step by step, not getting ahead of yourself, or when you do have some downtime, some dead space, just enjoy it, right? Have fun, because things are playing in, like things are manifesting at the right place, right time. I know sometimes that can be a little bit of, or feel like a cop-out energy. It's not my intention, but it's almost like what I'm seeing overarching is a new chapter is unfolding, and it's okay to take your time. It's going to actually make it feel a lot more stable in your life as you're transitioning into this new space. I feel like it's good. I feel like some of the hesitancy is fear of self, fear of like whether or not you're ready to receive this thing. But it looks like you are. I think you're actually like pretty well situated in the capacity, like I said, that you don't have to keep rushing ahead, because it will come in. It is coming towards you. This is something that's directly coming to find you, seeking you out, is what I mean by that. So what I'm seeing is, I think there's a lot that's happening for you right now that is teaching you self-reliance. Maybe it's annoying. Maybe you have been in this space for a while, or had a lot of disappointment around places that you have reached out to people, tried to connect with people, and haven't really gotten met with a lot of support, reciprocity, things that you needed. But this feels like you're deepening that self-reliance in a powerful way, learning how to like feel exposed and vulnerable, but not necessarily allowing it to like shake you and your core, to whatever capacity that means for you, right? Open doors, of course. This is in our blocked energy right now. So, and it is kind of funny because as I'm looking at some of the symbolism, it reminds me of like rewinding, like taking a few steps back. I don't hear this as backtracking. I'm not a proponent of backtracking. If anything, I can definitely identify with like wanting to be 10 steps ahead. But I feel like that is kind of part of this, like making sure, you know, and this message has been a little bit of a theme for us lately, making sure that we're not avoiding certain lessons, or it doesn't even have to be about lessons, but it's about wisdom. It's about wisdom that you're carrying forward with yourself, so that you're not getting yourself caught back into things, going back down a path that you really don't want to go down. Because with that Venus and Uranus entering Gemini, like I said, it's bringing in a little bit more diversity. Uranus was in retrograde in Taurus, which is a very stubborn energy. It's like you're being put down and there's no other options. It's like you have to work with what you got. And that can be a little bit frustrating, especially when we're working with energies that feel really restricting, really limiting. And I'm seeing that like you're breaking free from that. But also what comes with that is this level of vulnerability. But like I said, I feel like your rest of the week, you're like figuring it out how to make it more powerful for yourself. Okay, I like this. We have 6 of Arrows, 6 of Swords, transition, and Page of Bows, Page of Wands. So you're getting ready. Like this is a preparatory energy. That's what this reminds me of. And this is where I feel like this slowdown comes into play. You might be like very focused on one aspect of your life, or very structured, or kind of trying to make things like manifest. Whatever that is for you. This can come in a lot of different forms, right? Obviously, these are collective readings, so it's going to look a little bit different for everybody. But the energy is of that, like, you might be really dialed into something, really focused on making something happen, one aspect, growing, building, thinking it's going to be the thing that's helping all aspects of your life level up to some capacity. And I feel like you're ready to choose or engage with, choose new things. We're seeing that with that Page of Wands energy that just came out. And what I love about the 6 of Swords is it reminds us that we are moving forward. We're moving forward towards more peace and calm. We're transitioning out of the old. And moving slow works to your benefit, again, because you can do that in a conscious and intentional way, in a way that's actually going to help whatever that thing is that you're fixated on, that manifestation, manifest in a more like well-rounded, holistic, more powerful way, more of what you actually want. You might need to just slow down. Four of Swords in your environment, taking time to rest, to meditate, thinking things through, how you want your transition to look. With this butterfly energy, it is metamorphosis, completely releasing and letting go of the old. And I think anytime we start something new, or to whatever capacity this is manifesting, it does put us in a position of feeling more vulnerable. It's uncertain, right? Because the territory is unknown. What I love about the Page of Wands is he loves to explore. He loves to get out there and figure out what options are available. And it's in a way where, yes, okay, like it is going to take a lot of strength. I think you are enduring a lot right now with this stag energy. It feels good, like you feel empowered. I think that there is an element of bleakness, like it looks to be maybe not all it's cracked up to be in this present moment. Also, why I think slowing down is really important. We forget to just enjoy. You know, sometimes we just have to hang up the anxieties, the to-do list, the what ifs, worst case scenarios, and just like enjoy what we're given. Having a little time. I think that there's a lot that's like also manifesting in your environment around you. Certain steps, like I said, are being taken towards you. We'll look at that energy a little bit deeper as well. And I feel like some of the things that you are combating are quieting down for a minute to reassess, to reevaluate. We've been seeing this too, like the lingering energies, right? But this Four of Swords, Three of Wands is all about waiting. What I like about the Three of Wands in this deck is it is about bringing balance. So if you are feeling like you're getting into these situations where it's completely throwing your energy one way, finding the way to just kind of come back to that middle ground. So you're feeling strong and empowered in self. That's what Taurus season is all about. It's earth energy. It rules the second house of money, possessions, things that we need for our stability. And, you know, there are things I think that are disappointing. I feel like a lot of mixed emotions are coming from you is what I'm seeing. It's good and bad. It's empowering, but it's lonely. It's it's working in your favor, but not exactly how you wanted things to go. And I think that, like, there are some things that are, like, lingering, staying attached, holding on to you. It feels like a little bit of dead weight, but maybe dead weight that you can't really do anything about in the present moment. So you don't have to push ahead so strongly because that's just going to exhaust your energy. Know when to hang things up is what I'm hearing, right? Like know when to kind of just like put certain things off to the side. I think I just said that. Woo! Yeah. Because there is a chapter closing out, and I think this closure that is happening with the world here, it's taking more time than maybe anticipated, expected to completely close out. And that's where I'm getting this lingering energy of, like, again, things still hanging around, things that are testing you, that are provoking, picking at you a little bit to see where you're at, whether that's like someone actually doing that to you or just like certain challenges you're facing throughout the day. But it does look like you are approaching things head on. Like, I don't see you being afraid. I see you kind of just actually being really like, okay, this is what I have to do, and I'm going to do it, and I'll handle it however it comes to me. There is annoyance and frustration and disappointment, but you're also able to celebrate. And I think maybe in some ways, because of how you are handling things, it's almost like too good. Like, and I do say this as a compliment. Like, it just looks like you have everything handled, and in a way where it looks very fluid. It looks very admirable, is what I'm seeing. Like, you know self. And it feels a little intimidating. I think maybe even certain people or situations don't really know how to receive the way you are showing up present day. 7 of Stones, healing. You're taking the time to, like, heal what you need to. And I feel like this is actually even directly related to the past or whatever you are coming from. You're not just, like I said, you're not just like brushing things under the rug and hoping they never pop up again. You're unafraid, or you're positioning yourself in a way where you feel really like, I can handle this. I'm an adult, whatever you got to tell yourself. And you're doing it. You're doing it. You might not be celebrating with a lot of other people, but I think that that's because there is things that are unfolding for you that feel, whether this is new community, new job, just new energies coming into your life that feel a little more authentically in alignment with you, what your heart is desiring now. It's not to throw shade to the past. It's just certain things have run their course. Certain things that maybe they're not ready to let go of you, but you're ready to let go of it, of them, of whatever that looks like. And I think this is known. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm just really drawn to the 4 different seasons depicted on the tree. And it's like the cycle has run its course. And I feel there is a little bit of something trying to slow that down, but you're using it to your advantage in those places. And I think this is also just, like I said, like, maybe even creating open doors for yourself right now. Like, kind of exactly what that Page of Wands energy is that first popped out. Not being afraid to put yourself out there in whatever way you need to, in order to kind of bring in those new energies. It doesn't mean that, like, maybe releasing the expectations, the right thing is going to happen the first time around or whatever. I feel like this is about just, I don't know, creating a sense of lightheartedness within self. Creating a sense of abundance. When we give ourselves opportunities, it feels so much better. It feels like it really does take away the limitation. Because it's like, well, if this one thing doesn't work out, that's fine, because I have like 5 things over here, that I can see if they will work out for me. And I feel like that's exactly how this 5 of Cups is manifesting for you. It might not feel so great, like, I don't know, because it does feel like you have to find joy or whatever amidst the disappointment, the unmet expectations. But I don't think that you're necessarily showing that part of yourself. Maybe it is time to get a little bit more vulnerable, but I feel like this is people, situations that feel safe. Hey, Karen, so good to see you here. Page of Wands energy is great, and it's like so perfect for this time of year, 100%, because it's like, I think it really, I love the correlation to that empowerment of self. Aries, first house, the way that we actually invest in ourselves, the way that we bring a little bit more fun, a little more celebration into our life, the way that we get curious about what's around us and who we can meet and what hobbies or interests we can engage in with ourselves, with other people. There's so much beauty that comes from that. And I definitely agree, Karen. It's like, it brings in a sense of wonder and fun and excitement, and like I said, just even in those spaces of the downtime, being able to really enjoy life, like enjoy what is in front of you. And sometimes we do, I forget that 100%. I'm always like, what do I gotta do next, or what's on the agenda? But the beauty, I do, my child is very grounding for me, that reminding of being present, having that childlike wonder. And I feel like that's what this energy is about, because you might even be dealing with energies that make it really hard to have fun, that make it really hard to maybe even just like let your guard down or just enjoy life, enjoy keeping focused on the difficulty, on the negativity, creating that sense of limitation, fear, restriction. Okay, this guy, King of Swords, comes in. Someone is doing some evaluation. I feel like this is a lot of past energy. So we have the King of Swords and the Knight of Swords. So there are still some conversations that are happening around some things that you're currently dealing with. And this is not a surprise to you. I feel like you are building and preparing for whatever this is. It might even be a situation dynamic that is going to make you feel a little bit exposed, a little bit vulnerable. But again, like we were talking about, sorry if this is annoying, but like that Page of Wands energy just keeps coming up. And I love that it does, because it's the reminder to keep things lighthearted. You are coming in as the King of Arrows, as this is closing out with the Knight of Arrows, Knight of Swords in the original deck. And this is like being able to work with someone, even if you're not 100% on the same page, even if you're not 100% seeing things from the same perspective. It's enough, there's enough synchronicity, or there's enough overlap, understanding of one another to give the benefit of the doubt. There is an opportunity but it is requiring a level of vulnerability, And I don't know if this is, it kind of looks like this is, like I said in the very beginning, someone seeking you out. Maybe someone who's a little conflicted to do so in the present moment in time, 100%. Because there is a lot of, I don't know, it looks like there is a lot of drama, or there's just a lot of back and forth. And there are things that need to change. And I feel like that is understood. Whether or not that can happen is like a to be determined. I think you are, okay, yeah, I don't know. It feels very, heavy. It feels like there's a lot here. It feels like there's a lot in this dynamic, that either lots of water under the bridge, or there's a lot of different things that have to be sifted through. I'm seeing there is potential to do that. Not everyone's situation is going to work out in that way, however, unfortunately, because we are getting this Three of Swords. And so that's when situations like hurt feelings, grief, whatever things we do to each other, they end up clouding that ability to kind of, if it is healing, I don't know, this might not even be something that like you're responsible for, because it does feel like there is a need for balance before anything else can move forward. And you feel very aware of that fact. Like, again, that's why you're showing up in this way of like, regardless of what it takes, I'm going to confront this and do what I need to do. Period. That's it, right? It's not being driven out of emotion or pride or ego or trying to do X, Y, and Z. And I think something's trying to figure out how to actually deal with that. Maybe they can't deal with that. Maybe they feel intimidated by you. They might even need to get some guidance from someone else. That might not be very good guidance, unfortunately. I don't know. Yeah, that looks kind of, because 10 of Arrows, the Guardian, which is actually the devil in the traditional deck. So some type of instruction. Like, I just feel like they've been getting bad information from someone, something. And I feel like this is just something that hasn't worked in someone's favor. But again, it's not something that's like, you're not letting it affect you any longer. It does affect you, but you're not letting it move you in the same way. I think that it does feel a little limiting to some capacity. So this is remembering to like cultivate those opportunities for yourself, because investing in whatever this is, it's like you'll constantly miss the mark. And that's where I feel like a hands-off approach is in your best interest, because you can't really do anything. Like, I don't think you're limited, but I feel like there's either not a lot of working together, or like I said, someone's getting really bad information from someone. And this feels like, it feels like a lot of assumptions. That's what I'm hearing. It's not only bad advice, but it's bad advice based off a lot of assumptions, like not having all the pieces, not having all the information, assuming someone's doing X, Y, and Z, etc. And so it does really put you in a losing position, or maybe someone's like directly trying to make that happen for you. But like I said, again, you might feel exposed, you might feel vulnerable to whatever capacity, but it's not something that's stopping you, and things are still happening. And even if right in this moment in time, the right doors, right time, right place is not open for you, it doesn't mean that it's not happening. And if anything, putting yourself out there, Page of Wands energy, do something fun this weekend, like really just kind of give yourself time, energy, space to sign up for a class, go to a festival, go enjoy the outdoors. It's gorgeous out lately. Hopefully it's not raining by you. The chipmunk and the laurel, success. I love this. I love little chipmunks. I love watching them in the park, especially this time of year, when they're kind of like scurrying around and cultivating, just like building their bounty, building, their home, their environment, getting ready for the new season in front of them. And I feel like it reminds me again a lot of that Page of Wands, putting yourself out there, exploring, seeing what is available to you in this present moment in time, not letting those feelings of vulnerability limit you, stop you, because again, they might be something's perspective that might not be legit. We're getting the vulture and acidophile, and this symbolizes upheaval, right? People who just kind of circle, wait for the negative, again, the bad advice, bad instruction, bad information. It's not something for you to be responsible for. I think you are just navigating this. Like, it feels like whatever way, whatever direction you're being pulled in that is out of your control, you're choosing to navigate it very fluidly, very harmoniously, very empowered. The eel and the iris, safety. Yeah, I think it's actually just like, you might even just, like I said a little bit ago, like you might not even be aware at how successfully you are navigating something. And I think that whomever, whatever you're dealing with, they might try to make it seem that way, right? Like you're way worse off than what you actually are. Or doing a little, trying to control, manipulate, gaslight, breadcrumb, whatever it may be, in order to make you feel small. But you're more successful than and I think honestly it even just looks like whatever, maybe this is a gross analogy, so I apologize, but whatever carnage or whatever someone's trying to circle around, I get that energy of someone circling around you, something trying to feed off the last bits and pieces of something in your life. And it's maybe it feels like intimidation tactics. It feels like last grasp, last ditch effort. And I think if you pay too much of attention to it, it's going to feel not so good, right? Where this vulnerability is coming up. But taking your time, step by step, making sure, and what does taking your time mean? It doesn't mean you have to move like molasses. But when certain things, challenges, obstacles come your way, when you're getting triggered, giving yourself a minute to really process through where certain things are coming from, why you're picking up certain things, certain responsibilities for other people's bad behavior, right? Whatever this is, that someone knows they're responsible for. I mean, with the Four of Swords, it does show. Four of Swords, we have the Tower, we have the Two of Pentacles, the conflict, the fighting, the juggling, etc. There's a lot of combative energy, and I feel like whomever, whatever you're dealing with, it looks like they're aware of actions, behavior. And again, this could just be bad advice from someone or trying to just maybe manipulations in their nature, etc. You are safer than what you even know. Like I said, it looks like you're handling something really fluidly. I think that whatever you're longing for to come in is making its way towards you. And like I said, a bajillion times, that Page of Wands energy, it's going to feel so good right now. Getting out, just enjoying yourself, right? Making life good, really just honoring your heart, doing something fun that brings in excitement, surrounding yourself with good people. Just staying away from some of these energies that really are kind of sucking you dry, trying to slow you down, trying to make you feel less than, vulnerable, etc. It's not worth the time and the energy. And you kind of know that. I feel like this is an energy you're used to navigating, you're used to dealing with. It looks like you're getting stronger and stronger through it. And in a way that I feel like your energy's moving into this space of being untouchable is what I'm hearing, especially with this Seven of Pentacles. The healing, or however you look at it, the growth, the evolution that you're doing to overcome some of these energies is really powerful. And it's paying off. And I love that it is Seven of Pentacles because it's moving towards that Ten of Pentacles, right? Something that's catering towards your longevity, your legacy, your financial stability. It's actually gonna, whatever you're manifesting for yourself internally, it's also manifesting externally. And I feel like that's why you are being really protective of your energy, of yourself, of how much you are letting something in, and it's showing and it's paying off. And there's a lot of beauty unfolding for you as a result. So not as bad as what I thought it was going to be. I'm glad on that front. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Karen, thank you so much for your time, energy, always. I super appreciate you. I hope you're doing well. Sending love always. Definitely for everyone, definitely drop comments below. I love to connect. I love to say hey. I love to hear if the messages resonated for you. I hope they did. Know that I appreciate all the love, all the support to the channel. I will be live tomorrow morning for our health and well-being check-in. So definitely stay tuned. It's around 9 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. So I will be there. I will post something. I apologize. I moved slow on my shorts this weekend. I'm not sure about the rest of those. It's been a rough few days. Thank you for your support, flexibility always. Sending love and blessings your way.